What's going on, DGBA YouTube? It's your boy JJ Bizzle15 coming at you with my first video in a long time. Kind of been on a little hiatus from the game, from the league, but I'm back because, well, it is indeed that time. It is that time. It is playoff time. So I thought I would kind of bring a. It's not gonna be a full season recap. That'd be a little too long of a video, but I don't got that much time. But I'm definitely gonna bring the playoff power rankings. That's where we're gonna start, and then we're gonna kind of look at the individual matchups of each game and how I kind of see them playing out, how I kind of see them, how they kind of look, and just kind of my thoughts on them. Now these are pretty quick thoughts. I haven't really gone too in depth with like some special sets and things like that. Just kind of a general overview. But I kind of want to get this out there because I kind of want to just talk about what's going on. And sorry about my phone in the background. I forgot to turn it on. So it is on silent now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Link sending me a link. Anyway, it's playoff time, and you guys can see the records on the board, on the list. So yeah, it was a fun season. It was kind of a short season. I feel like the gap between the great teams and the kind of middle of the road teams is kind of large this year. Two teams really stood out the most. You know, the London Lycan Rock with their what's his name, Naga Nadell, really stood out this year. He has a great team comp. And that thing is an absolute monster. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into these rankings. And we'll kind of go through some things more. So coming in at, well, actually we have the playoff picture. I forgot I put this in. So I'll just kind of show off the games. Yes, I indeed did make the playoffs. Luckily, barely, by the skin and grit of my teeth. Skin and grit of my, I don't think that works. Skin of my teeth. Anyway, so we have the Chicago Blaze Salon. Going against the moldy breakers of FK. I know I completely botched that, but I don't care. You and your soccer federations, get out of here. Anyway, then we had the London Lycan Rock versus the Westboro Altaria. We have the Iquitan Incineroar going against the Los Angeles Larvatars, and we have the SL Benfinions going against yours truly in the Peoria Pidgeots. So yeah, I did some rankings. Now, these are my opinion. Disagree, agree, doesn't matter. They're my opinions. I don't care. But yeah, we're gonna be looking at this. Coming in at number 8, we have yours truly, the Peoria Pidgeots. Now, I know this is probably common for people to do, to rank themselves last, things like that. But I am doing this solely because of my roster changes that I made the second to last week, and due to the fact that my last matchup was against Undersea, who left. I didn't get a chance to kind of try out some new toys, but yes, I did in fact pick up Mega Scizor and Shiinotic, who I spelled wrong down in the bottom left. There's 2 I's, I think, in Shiinotic. But anyway, I know I'll get ripped for that by somebody watching this, but yeah, so basically I ranked myself here because of the unknown. Now I haven't really had a chance to talk about those pickups. I can kind of touch on it a little bit here. I felt like Mega Mawile, although being one of the greatest wall breakers to come across the competitive scene, didn't fit anywhere on my team. Now I have a Gyarados, I have a Garchomp, I have a Darkrai, I have a Thundurus, and I would even kind of toss in Necrozma in that sentence. Those are all pretty good wall breakers in their own right. Now I know they all do different things as well, but Mawile never seemed to halt momentum and cause me to not want to bring it, or and maybe I just didn't use it well enough, but it didn't let me bring it in good situations in a league format, I would say. So I decided to go with Mega Scizor to give me a little bit more bulk, a little bit more initiative, a little bit more setup, and a little bit more defog plus reliable recovery. So that's why I went with that. And Shiinotic, I think Shiinotic's very situational, but who knows? It could come in handy in the playoffs. But yeah, that's me coming in at number 8. Going on to number 7, we have the Icky Town Incineroar. Now, looking at the season that the Icky Town Incineroar are having, um, they've struggled a little bit. I think they have a negative. Well, obviously they're 2-4, and they made it just because their division is doo doo butter. But so yeah, they had a negative 8 differential. They're 2-4 on the season. They had some tough matchups. Um, but looking at his team, he has the power. I think the team deserves to be in the playoffs for sure. I think he could definitely upset somebody at number 7 for sure. It's a great team with the Zorora, with the Tapu Bulu Tran core, with Zyroguard 50%. I feel like he needs to feature that Zyroguard a little bit more, use some sticky webs a little bit more. His team is fun. I think that using those guys well will definitely give who does he play? I can't remember who he plays. I just had the thing up and I didn't have it up no more. He plays Los Angeles Larvatars. I think he has a good shot at upsetting them. I think he can for sure. But we'll get into that more in the team matchups. But there are your Iki Town and Incineroar at number 7. Moving on to number 6, we had the West Brom Altaria. I played this team week 1. They're dangerous. They deserve to be in the playoffs. Their team has a wonderful and fun composition. Ditto's a threat. Mega Gyarados is a problem. Blacephalon's special attack is like 400. So, yeah. he has power in the back with Volcanion, Whimsicott, Zapdos, Tyranitar. It's just a beautifully built team. There's no doubt in my mind that he can win a game in the playoffs. There's no doubt in my mind. I played him. The matchup was tough. He brought some fun stuff. That Tyranitar weakness policy with Dragon Dance, and that Nihilego with sweeping capability, which we'll get into later, is a lot of fun. That's why he comes in at number 6. We move on to number 5. And and he's been in the FK Mold Breakers. Now, so this is where all the ratings kind of got tough for me. Most of us had, just kind of subpar records with subpar plus minus, which, I mean, any one battle, anyone can win. So it's kind of tough with these ratings. These are very nitpicky. But coming at number 5 with FK, I feel like he obviously has a great team, being plus 10 in differential, 5-2. He's had a great year. Tapu Koko Mew is just super flexible, can do absolutely anything. Tapu Koko's probably, I wouldn't say the best competitive Mon. Like, it's definitely top 5, possibly top 3. In my opinion, it's top 3 for sure. It's just so versatile, can hit so hard with that electric train boost. And he has a Mega Lottie. And I mean, come on, he has a Mega Lottie in the back. So his team's a threat. Coming at number 5 is really just super nitpicky. I don't even think it matters. He could be 5 or 2, in my opinion. These rankings are really tough. The playoffs is going to be fun this year. But rolling on to number 4, we have the SL Benfinians. This is my opponent. He should feel a little disrespected. Me putting him in the number 4 slot. He did beat me earlier this year. I wouldn't say earlier. It was a couple weeks ago. But and he was 6-1. But he had a lower plus minus differential. I feel like his team is I wouldn't say exploitable, but beatable for sure. I came decently close in our match. I didn't play too great. There was a couple freezes that were kind of unfortunate, and a toxic miss early, but not complaining. It's Pokemon. What are you gonna do? But I mean, when you look at his team with a Vaporeon, Donphan core, with Sticky Web support, and Porygon 2 core as well, and Klefki obviously. His defensive core is nasty with 3 amazing attackers in Hoopa Unbound, Kyurem Black, and Lopunny. There's just a great mix of special, physical, and speed there. And Leafeon, I saw Leafeon, I think I watched a replay the other day of Leafeon living a +2, or was it +3? might have been a +3 fire punch from a Tyranitar. It lived it and popped back a Leaf Blade and killed it. I was like, yeah, Leafeon's 130 defense, bro. Like, that thing is crazy. Leafeon's my favorite evolution. Like, Leafeon's a lot of fun. His team is awesome, and that Volbeat. Watch that Volbeat. Look at him. It's so thick. It's just bouncing back and forth. I have chat on there. I forgot to change it. Dang it. That was on my list. I had because these are old. I pulled these from week 0 rankings in just so I didn't have to do a lot of work. And I forgot to change that one. But yeah, he doesn't have chat on anymore. He has the Volbeat. Yeah, his team's a threat. I feel like I'm gonna fare a little bit better against it this time around. But we'll talk about that later. So coming in at number 3. So I think the top 3, or maybe it was the top 4, are the top 3. The top 4 of the week 0 rankings are the top 3 of the playoff rankings. I think only one of them fell out, and then I flip-flopped this team and the Chicago Blazefalons around, and I'll get to that here in a second. But so yeah, basically what we said in week 0 kind of came true in in the playoffs. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, we had the Los Angeles Larvatars with a great season, 6-1 plus 16 differential. I mean, the reason they're here is due to the fact that their team is just built beautifully with great attackers in Jolteon, Mamo, Gengar. I've seen Jack has used Gengar so well this season. I've liked that my man bobbing and weaving over there. And he also has scary things that you have to prep for, like Belly Drum, Slurpuff, that Alolan Persian, things like that. But then obviously I'm not even talking about Cresselia too as well setting up. But I'm not even talking about the elephant in the room of Mega Charizard X. But yeah, he's had a great season. And I definitely think that he can go far in the playoffs, and it's going to be fun to see. So I think he's on my side of the bracket, isn't he? Oh shoot, you didn't see that. Nobody saw that. Yeah, he's on my side of the bracket, so well, he can't expect to go too far. Anyway. So coming in at number 2, we have none other than the Chicago Blazefalons and my boy Non-Zero. So the reason, so they've had not a great season. I haven't got to see too many of their games, or too many of the kind of just like how they've kind of gone out. I can see these 4-3 with a -1 differential, which means he should probably be lower on that list. But if I know one thing about Zero and the way he plans in these kind of playoff situations, now we're talking a 1-game sample. I know every week is a 1-game sample. So, I just backtracked and that was my fault. Anyway, but we're talking about a 1-game sample. So, and I know we're talking about that every week. Every week is a 1-game sample, but when you're talking about the playoffs, everything's heightened. So, prep is heightened, skill is heightened. Every move matters a little bit more in a playoff situation. You're going to feel the pressure a little bit more. You're going to try to outthink yourself sometimes. And I know for a fact that Zero will not outplay himself, and he will bring the necessary mons to win the game. And then from there on, it is just prep and play. And I know that he will not mess up prep, so it just comes down to playing and then hacks. Because obviously hacks is about 10% of the game. But, so, I have faith that Non-Zero will go far. He does every year. There's a reason for that. Is because he is the best, in my opinion, in this league at prepping and playing to the strengths of his team and doing what he needs to do to win. And with the team he has, like I said, I think earlier in week 0, this team is built perfectly for him to use and to play with. And I have some more reasons in the team coverage coming up here in a second about why I think he will win his first match coming up here soon. But yeah, I got him at number 2 and at number 1. So I had a lot of fun making this. This is gonna be fun. So you have the London Lycanroc. Did I spell Lycanroc wrong? Yeah, I did. Why did I put a K? That's not right at all. Oh, you gotta love live. So just ignore the K. I know there's not a K there. It's 1 a.m. It's actually 1:44 a.m. where I am. So give me a break. And I worked from like 9:30 to 9:30 today, so give me a break. But so we have one of the best defensive cores in the league, with Milotic, Sylveon, Aurora Veil, Cofagrigus, and Cobalion. I played this team early in the year. Rotom Heat as well. I think I might have said that, but I played this team earlier, and everything that comes in is a problem. You got to worry about choice specs Sylveon. You have to worry about a SD Cobalion. You have to worry about a Willow Hex Pain Split Kofag. You got to worry about a Cosmic Power Sigilyph. You got to worry about Mega T-Tar dancing in your face. You got to worry about him letting him get Aurora Veil up. You can't bring in something to a competitive Melodic. Yeah. Okay, so this all being said, his team is broken right now. Look on your screen. This team is broken. Wait, I feel like I am forgetting something. I feel I'm forgetting. No, I think I covered it all. I covered his whole team, right? Yeah, his whole team's covered. Okay, yeah. So just remember that beautiful core: Melodic, Cobalion, Sylveon. Yeah. So that's his team. There's no need to say why he's first. I think the proof is on the screen right now. Why he's number one with a plus 30 differential. I don't think there's any secret to why that is, and to why he's been successful this season. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right, so we're gonna move on to the actual matches. I'm gonna do some individual matchups here, and I started with my game just because I know it's gonna be easier for me to start and talk about my game and to do it truthfully and with more knowledge, because I haven't studied too much, but I've already played him, so I studied a little bit. I don't think I prepped too long for him in our first matchup, so hopefully I can put some more time into prep. But so it is Pure Pidgeots versus the SL Finions. So some key players in matchups. I think, okay, so I can give kind of a small breakdown of the first game. Basically it led off with Alola Mola Porygon 2 trading Toxics. I missed my Toxic. He did not. That stunk. But basically the whole game was Lopunny using Fake Out, me having to switch in Alola Mola with Toxic. That was Toxic, and then trying to wear down each other's defenses. It finally came down to, we were doing some good chip. We both made some good plays. I kind of got frozen once. Yeah, my Savali Steel got frozen, and my Savali Steel was my only switch into Porygon. And when it got frozen, I left it in to die to an Earth Power, which was probably a bad play at the time, but I wasn't getting unfrozen. I think it took 2 turns, or I took 2 turns, I didn't get unfrozen. Regardless, I didn't have an answer for the power of Choice Scarf Hoopa plus, I think it was Choice Scarf Hoopa, if I recall. Yeah, because I think it outsped my Darkrai. I didn't have an answer for Choice Scarf Hoopa Unbound plus Lopunny's Speed Tier, which is something I'll have to correct, or try to correct here coming up. But so my key players in matchups is going to be that Alola Mola versus the Porygon 2. That's going to be a big matchup. It's going to be a big stall fest. Who can trade Toxics quicker? Who can outlast each other in that stall war? Because he does trace Regenerator when he comes in, so he doesn't really lose anything from coming in, taking some chip. Porygon 2 is a great mon in this matchup. So we'll see what I can do against it this coming game. But I think a big X factor is my second point. In my addition of Mega Scizor, Mega Scizor kind of has a good matchup versus team. He has things like, excuse me. He has things like Vaporeon and Donphan that can kind of handle it a little bit. But, you know, if Scizor gets out of control, he can be tough to stop. And Bullet Punch is going to be a fun time this go around. And I don't care if I give away kind of my plans. Excuse me. I don't really care if I give away my plans because... Oh, hold on a second, guys. Alright, I'm back. So I don't care if I give away my plans. Just because, you know, you gotta stop it still. Even if you know it's coming, you gotta stop it. I knew Lopunny and Kyurem and Hoopa were coming. I couldn't stop them. So it's just one of those things. And also one of his X factors, I think, is that Hoopa Unbound. It can be so versatile. Um, it can be. It has so much coverage that kind of bodies my team. So that's something I got to plan for. I got to watch out for. Um, I think I have a decent chance here in this battle. We have played each other, so we do know each other's teams. We know each other's philosophies. It's going to be a great match, I think. Definitely one to watch. Definitely one to come out for. So that's match number 1. So swinging over to match. Oh, my boy Hoop is here. So I put some wacky transitions in just because I was bored. It's 2 a.m. Give me a break. So we have the number 7 Icky Town and Cineroar versus the number 3 Los Angeles Larvatars, and these are my rankings, by the way, not the official rankings. Anyway, so these two teams, super interesting. I feel like the matchups are fair. I feel like it's going to be a close and clean match, but I think it's going to come down to a few different things, a few interesting things too as well. Looking at Coach Oak's side in the Icky Town and Cineroar, that's Aurora versus the Jolteon and Mamoswine combination. So what I mean by that is, when is it okay to go for an electric bomb or an electric move? And when is it okay, say, to pop a Z close combat or a Z whatever the case may be? That could be a big tide turning of the battle. Say Jack predicts a Volt switch and he goes for or he switches in Mamo into a close combat. Those prediction games. I think that's going to be a big I don't know, I'm coughing so much right now. So I think that's going to be a big kind of battle plan for Coach Oak over at Icky Town. I think he's going to need to nuke something with that Zorora and poke some holes through Jack's team. I'm not saying that's going to be a switch in all the time, especially because Zorora is such a powerful mon, but on his team he really doesn't have too many good switch-ins. I mean, Roserade, Cresselia, things like that, Gengar. Not too many good switch-ins to Zorora. So, looking at it, I think that's going to be a big battle between the Jolteon Mamoswine versus Aurora electric type moves. Those predictions are going to be huge. Second, I think Sticky Webs on the side of coming from the, what's it called, the mon that uses Sticky Webs, the Araquanid, setting up those webs versus Los Angeles just to slow down things like the Jolteon, things like the Megazord, just so it can get up a free DD and outspeed a lot of things. Things like the Gengar. He does have good clearance in Defog and Rapid Spin, Hitmontop, Mandibuzz, and Empoleon, but still, just even having them up for a couple turns makes those mons come in, which things like Zorora is going to be good against. Maybe not Hitmontop as much, but definitely Empoleon, Mandibuzz. If those come into Defog, that's a free Zorora switch, and now you can play those nuke games where they have to bring in something to get nuked on with a Z move, and so those Sticky Webs are going to be very important. Also, hazards in general. So having his Charizard on your team, you have to control hazards, you have to control rocks, things like that. So hazards, webs versus hazard control, I think is just going to be the momentum turn in this battle. And can Icky Town kind of play around those hazards, set up rocks, they come into defog, like I said, then you get yourself in a better situation to nuke something and poke a hole in his team. I think that's going to be a huge couple turns in this battle where that's just going to decide everything. So he's going to poke one hole, say drop the Jolteon, drop the Mamoswine. Now his team's a little bit more free to move around because those mons aren't left. Or say poke a hole in like a wall like a Mandibuzz or an Empoleon. So yeah, so that's the second match for me. Let's go on to the third. I think I have a little more animation for you guys. Oh, where is it? Oh, there's some. Yeah, look at them rocks. Nope, that's not what was supposed to. Oh, and some sticky webs. I don't know. I was bored, guys. I just was bored. I was watching the Overwatch League, which is like a 5-hour thing. So I just wanted to make some Makes it fun stuff. Anyway, so next matchup we have the number 2 Chicago Blastalons, number 2 in my opinion, of course, versus the number 5 Moldy Breakers, the Moldy Breakers of FK. So, looking at this matchup, it's a good one, man. It is a good. This might be I think this is my battle of the week. This is what I want to see. I want to see it live. So make sure you guys message it out because I want to watch this one live for sure. Mainly because there are fun matchups. So we get into my first one and my most important one: Mega Venusaur versus Tapu Koko. So we all know Mega Venusaur is a pretty good counter to most of the, not counter, I would say, check to Tapu Koko. Also a very decent check to, most of the topics in general, but so Tapu Koko can't really do much to Venusaur, barring a Brave Bird. So I think that Zero is going to have to kind of plan around that. Obviously, he's going to have to kind of scout for said Brave Bird, maybe protect, maybe like a protect variant. But Tapu Koko can't really say, he could run maybe like Supersonic Sky Strike. That would be interesting. But also, maybe protect Mega Venusaur is the way to go, because it can't stay in and take a Sludge Bomb if Zero knows he's going to live a move. But also the prediction games are going to be a thing. Is he going to double into like a Skarmory for some Rocky Helmet damage, or is he going to double blah blah blah? So it's going to be that matchup right there. When those two are inverse each other, it's going to be an interesting battle. Is it just going to be a Volt Switch fest for Tapu Koko, and then Zero gets up a free seed or a free synthesis, things like that? It's going to be a great matchup between those two. Our second matchup is going to be the hazard stacking of Skarmory versus the defog ability and setup ability of Mew. I think it's an interesting matchup because we all know Zero likes his Skarmory. He likes to get up his rocks. He likes to get up his hazards. And we all know what Mew likes to do. It likes to sit there and likes to defog those hazards away. So are we going to see a toxic Skarmory put the toxic on Mew and kind of see that whittle down effect where Mew can't do anything? But are we going to see in return to that a nasty plot, thunderbolting, something like that, flamethrowering Mew? So interesting. So many things can be done. A nasty plot Mew would be fun here because he does have the Mega Venusaur. He does have things like the Lottie where you can Shadow Ball it. Looking at his team a little bit closer, Thundurus Incarnate, Azumarill, Diggersby. He can definitely sweep through that. There is some speed there. There's some speed control with Thundurus and Prankster. Obviously, Scarf Darmanitan, Hitmonchan. Not Hitmonchan speed. I was talking about priority. But also Blissey can just tank hits if he does bring the Bliss. So maybe setting up's not as good. Maybe just Tech Thunderbolt for that Skarmory and defog. But that's gonna be a fun matchup to watch and see what kind of Mew versus what kind of Skarmory, and see how that battle plays out. And third on my list is my most fun. I was looking at the teams and I saw Latios, and I looked on the other team and I saw Latios, and I was like, oh no. It's the age-old battle of, is a Mega Stone better than a held item? So we're going to see Mega Lottie versus a Lottie. So basically, it's going to be a drop a Draco fest. And I have a fun, where is it? Look at my boy Gibble just destroying that Shuckle. So this battle is going to come down to some Lottie on Lottie violence. And I don't see, barring a Tapu Koko hard switch into Lottie, a decent switch into Draco. Maybe Umbreon. Yeah, I guess Umbreon's a decent switch in, but then you could run Calm Mind. So it's a very interesting matchup. I guess Steelix is a thing. Yeah, Steelix is a thing. But still, Calm Mind, set up in Steelix face a little bit. It's an interesting matchup. It's all interesting all around. It actually does have some decent switches, but you can't switch into Draco too many times, especially in maybe it's specs, who knows? But it's gonna be the age-old battle of held item versus Mega Stone if it does come. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on that end. So we're gonna get to our last battle. Coming in with the final match, we have number 1, the Lycanroc. See, I spelled Lycanroc correctly there. See what I'm saying, guys? I'm not stupid. I'm just slow. And we have the number 6 West Bromwich Altaria. So my first point, I mean, do I have to like say anything else? It's Naga versus the squad. So basically, what I mean by this is, um, well, unless to give a little backstory too as well, um, I almost had to battle. I think, okay. So if one of the guys won into my division, and he won by a certain number, I think my first matchup was going to be. Well, it might have been Bromich. It might have been him. I think if he would have won and won by a little bit, I had to battle Cav first, and I was kind of planning in my head, um, how I was going to stop that stupid. Wait, hold on. Can I hold up? I got a present for you guys. You ready? Let's bring it. Can I look at him? Let's bring it back to all the knocking Adeles. So, all right, let's bring it forward. Let's bring it. Wait, that's not. Yeah, Draco. Okay, there it is. So, yes, it's gonna be Naga versus the West Bromwich. So he's gonna have to figure out a combination of Pokemons to stop this Naganadel. Is it Choice Scarf Ditto? Maybe after a Beach Boost? It could be, for sure. I mean, if Cav lets that happen, I'm looking at his team, and his switches into like a Choice Scarf Draco or Sylveon. But Naga's a poison type, so, or Cobalion, I guess, is free. Or he could just go for Fire. I tell you what, Choice Scarf Ditto's looking good, looking clean. Or, no, I already got the answer. Spore Shroomish. Focus Sash, Spore it, Endeavor it. Does it learn Endeavor? I have no idea. These are the okay, guys. Let me break the fourth wall. That's not really a fourth wall, but these are the things I've been thinking of doing to try to stop this Naganadel. When I brought so many things to try to stop it and that's what's hard about a mon like Naganadel is you bring 4 things to stop it, and then the other 5 mons on his team just kind of break you. So it's kind of a lost cause at that point. But yeah, so my first thing is gonna be Naga versus the West Brom. So that's number 1. Number 2, I could actually, and then this is kind of one of my stops for it. So if you look at Nihilego, if you kind of let it, so Nihilego, does Nihilego out? I actually don't know the answer. Hold up. We're gonna look it up together. We're gonna go on an adventure. Nihilego DB Pokemon database, guys. It's the best website. Use it over Bulbapedia and their Joker of a. So Naganadel does Naganadel. So Naganadel does outspeed, right? Yeah, by a lot. Oh, jeez. So Naganadel does outspeed by a lot. So you're gonna have to run a plus speed beast boost type nature, or maybe a scarf. But I could definitely see a modest plus speed boost after a kill sweep with okay, maybe I don't. But no, I could definitely see Nihilego sweep here. I'm looking at it. See some power gemming. I see some sludge waving. I see some. It gets. I think it does. Hold up. We going? Wait, I just gotta go back. Where's my boy Nihilego at? There he is. Now you get the power. Do you? You do not. I thought you got Earth power. Oh. You don't get Earth power. Well, maybe I was wrong then, because I was thinking Earth power would be the savior there for that what's it called, Cobalion. So looking at it, yeah, you're in trouble. But no, it can still sweep. If you get enough boost up, you can definitely sweep. He's gotta figure out how to deal with that. Oh, why did I think I don't know. He's gotta figure out how to deal with that Cobalion first. Then you sweeping for days. Then you figure out how to deal with the mate. All right, Kaz team's broken. All right, anyway, next up. Now to my real win con for you. I got you. Mike, Yeah, Mike, that's your coach. So I got you, Mike. Here you go. Mega Gyarados. You're welcome. I know you didn't know Mega Gyarados could sweep his team, but I'm telling you now, he can. And he's going to bring a Scarfer, though. I promise you, he'll bring a Scarfer to stop that. But you just got to get to +2. And good luck getting to +2, but you can do it because Mega Gyarados is a little bulky. He's a little bulky. So I think you can do it. But Mega Gyarados kind of has it's not a great matchup. Just due to the fact that his defense is really good. And Melodic and Cobalion and Cofagrius. But I feel like, especially with being able to, like, well, it doesn't really matter if you can EQ Rotom Heat. But I feel like he can break through that with a few boost. Maybe Melodic will be the problem. Yeah, Melodic is the problem. But if he wears down the Melodic, he could definitely sweep Mega Gyarados, and I think that's kind of his best case scenario. And I have a nice little, my boy Mickey Mouse coming in here with the brooms. So, okay, well, that's kind of one of my things. I think this game's going to end in a sweep. Either way, it's going to end in a, like, 5-4, maybe a 3-0 if somebody's lucky. But it's gonna be a sweep either way, and I think that's kind of the only way this game ends. I think it's a Naga sweep. It's a Choice Spec Sylveon blow through, a Mega T-Tar, just D-Dance up and kind of blow through, or Choice Scarf Ditto. I think actually Ditto. Alright, so I've given you 3 presents, Mike. I've given you Choice Scarf Ditto, Mega Gyarados, and Heligo. You're welcome. My insight's so beautiful, but give me a break, guys. Give me a break. This video is a little impromptu. Just wanted to get her done. But, oh man, this is going to be a fun week. It's going to be a fun week, guys. So yeah, just go out there, prep well, battle well. May the Hacks gods be with you. Don't get frozen a few times, and you'll be alright. So, thank you guys for coming out. I want to make some more. I might commentate my battle. I might not. I don't know. I'll think about it. But maybe I'll do a round 2, a little kind of individual matchup. Kind of what I see, what I'm thinking, just on the surface of things. If you guys want me to dig a little deeper or do anything else, just, tell me what videos to make. I got some time. I can find some time. Heck, it's 2 a.m. and I'm recording, so yeah, thanks for coming out, boys. Bye.